In case you haven't noticed, Bad Pop showed up for this one, so it's gonna get lively up in here. Mr. Jenner, Mr. She, Him, Shimp person, what you do in the comfort of your own home, none of my business. What I really am sick about is all of these people in the media trying to tell me that I should care what he's doing, when in reality, I don't. Oh, hang on. Let me put on my I care face. I'm done. What we have here is a filthy rich man who is obviously missing one rocker on his wheelchair, and everyone around him is egging him on with his delusions and craziness. If I had to spend 20 plus years exposed to the Kardashians, I might have a few marbles loose myself. With that being said, whip out your wedding tackle and put it on the chopping block, and let us begin. Yeah. He was called William Bruce Jenner, and he was born in 1949. And if he would have been born down south, he would have been Willie Bruce. Where's the Willie Bruce Jenner at?
Where's Willie Bruce? You ain't gotta come in the house.
Oh, he's running away because he's fast.
You gotta clean out my spit pail.
Look, he was in 2 Olympics. One in 1972 where he didn't do so well. He didn't place. Came back in 1976 and crushed it and took the gold in the decathlon. His father took silver in the 1945 Olympics. And his grandfather was a marathon runner. It's no surprise that he actually took the gold because he had the genetics, he had the training, and you know, hey, got her in. Oh. Went to college to avoid the draft. All you guys know me, 30 years as a grunt. I have no tolerance for draft dodger. And with all this being said, everyone wants to force me to think that he's some type of hero, when in reality, he's a draft-dodging, pussy-whipped mama's boy, and now he's becoming a true pussy. And I don't care if he was on the cover of Wheaties. Winning? No. Absolutely no winning here at all. And Mr. Jenner was married 3 times to some choice pieces of ass. And he got 6 fornication trophies out of it. He hit that box like it owed him money. They were the hub in the Richard salad, and he was tossing that shit. Can you take this salad back? It seems to be swamped in ranch dressing. So I'm not buying the whole I should be a woman thing when he obviously likes to hit the box. I think I got something for you. Oh, here it is. Yeah! This is why the media thinks I should actually care about this. Is he's worth $100 million. When this is all said and done, that number will probably double. And all of this started last year when he divorced the Kardashians' mother. That's the last sane thing I think he's going to do. And I read some of the articles on him, and he actually wants to continue dating women after his surgery. What? Because he insists he's not gay.
The gayness! It's off the charts! We're getting into the gigaqueer range! Ah! Oh hell, it broke my gaydar.
If that doesn't scream of insanity, I don't know what else does. Oh my God. Look, if you're not gay and you become a female but you're male, what does that make you? Wait a minute, I know what we can call this. A male lesbian, or he's an attention-seeking whore, just like his daughters, wife, and everyone else in his family. If you're around that insanity for 20 some odd years, it's gonna have an effect on you. And here's another side note. When he goes through with the surgery, there's gonna be shimp porn. I can guarantee you. If you go ahead and Google gender reassignment surgery and you just skim through the material, you're gonna see that there are some dire consequences that lie in wait for Shimp. Not to be confused with the guy from the Three Stooges, Shemp. If being in the wrong body is such a problem, why do 41% of them, once the operation is complete, attempt suicide? And I feel sorry for them, but I'm just telling you the facts. The Johns Hopkins University, one of the pioneers of transgender surgery, no longer does it. What does that tell you? At the same time, the media is pushing this guy to be some type of hero. There are actually groups out there that are advocating killing police officers. Somebody kicks down your door, and they're killing your wife, and they're gonna shoot your kids. Who are you gonna call? Caitlyn Jenner, the shimp? Or the police?
Ghostbusters!
I'm gonna call the heroes the police. So all you social justice ingrates and pussies, perhaps you should look in the dictionary under hero and brave, and you'll learn those definitions. And while you're at it, why don't you look up sympathy? It'll be right between shit and syphilis. Suck it hard, suck it long. Mr. Jenner, and yes, I'm gonna say Mr. Jenner because if he were to perish in a fire and burn to a crisp, his DNA would read, he's a dude. He is 65 years old. So why don't we just take a menopause and think about that. A 65-year-old person isn't gonna tolerate this kind of surgery that well, number one. Number two, the amount of hormones that's gonna take to maintain what he wants to do. You're gonna see Caitlyn or Bruce or Shimp dead. What are you thinking, dude? And these are some risks that he can actually incur. One being a colostomy bag. I don't see Mr. Jenner getting a lot of slot A to slot C action when he has a bag of shit hanging off of his side. Hey, there's probably some people that are into that. I've seen some Japanese and some German porn, and you guys certainly have some issues. He could wind up suffering from chronic and systemic infections for the rest of his miserable short life. This is my favorite. Internal vaginal hair growth. It would look like an old man's hairy ear canal. Good luck shaving that. Winning? No. He could suffer a prolapse, meaning that it rips out from time to time. It'll need to be sewn back together.
Doc, I'm having a problem.
Chronic UTI infections for the rest of his life and have to piss through a catheter, which I don't recommend to anybody. And last but not least, vaginal tissue rot. Where you literally get gangrene of the slot C. It really truly is an axe wound that gets infected. Or a true case of crotch rot. And I have come across a lot of women who I refuse to go south of 8 Mile on because of that stink. If given the choice, I would gladly go south of 8 Mile on them than to come anywhere near gangrene slot C. For all you people out there who think, hey, they just pump you full of hormones and you magically grow a slot C. Bad Pop's got some bad news for you. It's been a while since we pulled out the visual aid table. But for Mr. Jenner, we're gonna make an exception. What you have before you here is a representation of a PEG-D, which is a deployable inseminator carrier kit. And what they're gonna do is this. Oh, this is very unappetizing.
Who's hungry?
They're going to cut it open. Don't want to damage the urethra. And this is all of the fibrous tissue which is in the PEG-D, which allows it to operate using hydraulics. And they're going to be careful about the skin because that's where all the nerve endings are. And then they have a tool which is very similar to a melon baller. Yeah! And they're going to go in there and they're going to scoop out and discard of it. This could take anywhere from 4 to 6 hours because they're going to be real gentle about it. They don't want to destroy the nerve endings, but there's going to be significant loss of feeling when this is completed. And for all you people out there who were thinking about barbecuing some bratwurst tonight, I'm sorry I ruined your appetite. And when this is completely empty of all the fibrous material, they're going to sew it back together so it's an empty tube, and then they're going to ram it up there behind the pubic bone. And he'll quite literally be f***ing himself. This is a major surgery because not only are they dealing with the outie part of the PEG-D, but they're clearing out the inside to make room for the inverted windsock that this will become. There will still be hair follicles on the outside, so hair will grow inside there and it will never feel the same. He's pretty much screwed from then on after this. Or wait a minute, he won't be screwed because there's not a lot of people who are going to deal with this kind of craziness. He needs to really seriously reevaluate if he wants to take it to this level. Because in my opinion, If he wants to play that game, he should keep the fun bags upstairs and all business downstairs. And not even bother with this. There's no need for it. Not at 65. Yeah! I say some crazy shit on this show. When I do some crazy shit on this show, I'm going to tell you, honestly, I am really dreading my exit interview when I go stand before the man when this is over. And I hope you're as grossed out as I am. And to all you who are done throwing up in your toilets, please check out our Patreon page. Because we want to keep doing this. Because guess what? It's hilarious. And please, while you're at it, hit the subscribe button. Because if I come to your barbecue, I will not bring the melon baller and use it on your sausage. God, that's horrible.
Could you imagine, like, I couldn't even imagine being a dude and having something like this f***ing, like, hanging out. Just be like, come here, Caitlyn, you f***er. Give me your surgically enhanced tits so I can smack him with my f***ing sausage. It's the bearded lady.
This is the bearded lady
at the circus.
Oh my God. Who doesn't love the Three Stooges? They were great.
You gotta be stupid not to love them.
I remember watching them as a kid. I've seen them all like a billion times.